The city of Ravenswood stood as a testament to time, its skyline punctuated by towering buildings that whispered tales of a forgotten era. Among them, an old, neglected structure stood out, an ominous building with a haunted reputation. Its facade, weathered by years of neglect, concealed the dark secrets that lay within. The locals knew to avoid it after sunset, for it harbored a malevolence that defied explanation. One fateful night, a group of curious souls decided to unravel the mysteries shrouding the building. Among them were Alex, a thrill-seeker always hungry for a new adventure; Sarah, a skeptic with a penchant for debunking the supernatural; Mark, a historian fascinated by the city's forgotten past; and Emily, a horror enthusiast drawn to the macabre. As they approached the ominous structure, the air seemed to thicken with an otherworldly presence. The group hesitated at the entrance, their eyes fixated on the aged plaque that read Ravenswood Heights Building 13. Undeterred by the warnings, they entered, their footsteps echoing through the desolate lobby. The group discovered a long-forgotten elevator tucked away in a corner. Its metal doors, adorned with ornate patterns, seemed to beckon them. Intrigued, they stepped inside, their reflections distorted in the tarnished mirrors that lined the walls. The elevator lurched into motion, ascending to the higher floors with an eerie creaking sound. As the group exchanged nervous glances, the atmosphere inside the small compartment grew tense. The air seemed to crackle with an energy that couldn't be ignored. The first stop was the 5th floor, where the remnants of an abandoned office greeted them. Papers rustled in the wind that seemed to sweep through the derelict space, and shadows danced in the corners of their vision. Unnerved but determined, the group pressed on, the elevator doors closing behind them. With each floor, the building unveiled its haunted history. The 7th floor echoed with the ghostly laughter of children, a chilling reminder of a long-forgotten tragedy. On the 9th floor, the group encountered inexplicable cold spots and flickering lights, signs of a spectral presence that refused to be ignored. As the elevator climbed higher, the atmosphere grew increasingly oppressive. On the 13th floor, a floor absent from the building's official records, the doors hesitated before opening. The group stepped into a realm untouched by time, a dimly lit corridor that seemed to stretch into eternity. Whispers filled the air as they explored the mysterious floor. Shadows danced along the walls, and the group felt an unseen force guiding them toward a foreboding room at the end of the hall. As they cautiously approached, a figure emerged from the darkness, a spectral entity with hollow eyes that seemed to pierce their very souls. Paralyzed by fear, the group watched as the ghostly figure recounted the tragic tale of Ravenswood Heights, a place of untold suffering and despair. The building had been a refuge for the destitute, but a series of unfortunate events had plunged it into darkness. The echoes of lost souls lingered, trapped between the realms of the living and the dead. Realization dawned upon the group as they understood the malevolence that had gripped the building. The horror elevator was a conduit between the worlds, a vessel for the tortured spirits seeking release. The group, now bound by a shared mission, resolved to uncover the truth and free the trapped souls. Armed with newfound purpose, they delved deeper into the building's past, piecing together the fragments of a tragic narrative. As they unraveled the mysteries, the spectral encounters intensified, testing the limits of their courage. On the 21st floor, they discovered a hidden chamber containing artifacts that connected the building to a forgotten cult. The cult's rituals had unleashed a darkness that consumed the once holy grounds. The group realized that they had to break the curse, by performing a ritual of their own, a daunting task that required courage, conviction, and an unwavering belief in the power of redemption. The group descended to the 13th floor, prepared to confront the malevolent force that had tormented the building for decades. In the dimly lit room, they began the ritual, their voices resonating with ancient incantations. As they chanted, the air crackled with energy, and the room seemed to come alive with spectral manifestations. The ghostly figure from before appeared, but this time its eyes reflected gratitude rather than despair. The tortured souls that lingered in the shadows began to dissipate, their anguished moans replaced by a serene silence. The building, once a prison for the supernatural, sighed with relief as the curse was lifted. As the group exited the 13th floor, the building seemed to sigh with relief. The once haunted elevator now stood still, its doors open as if inviting them to leave. As they stepped into the lobby, they felt a profound sense of accomplishment. The horror elevator was no longer a source of terror, but a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. As they walked away from Ravenswood Heights, the night seemed to lift, and the cityscape took on a new glow. The group had not only conquered their fears, but had also brought peace to a place consumed by darkness. The haunted building, now bathed in the soft glow of dawn, stood as a silent witness to the transformative power of courage and compassion. And so, the story of the horror elevator came to an end, leaving behind a legacy of redemption and a city forever changed by the bravery of a few who dared to confront the supernatural.